doing something a little bit different. I'm going to talk you guys through my riding story, since my first ride on a horse to my most recent ride, and all that's in between. Anyway, let's get started. So this is me when I was around 3. Fringe and all, I was living my best life. And with that hand clutched, I knew I meant business. And this is apart from the point, but everyone told me I was a cute baby, but I looked hella sassy. And just look at that hand, girl. Anyway, this is the first ever time I sat on a horse. If I can remember correctly, it was at a church. And he just paid them on the spot and he just started riding. So obviously my 3-year-old brain didn't really understand what horse riding was. But it obviously started sinking because look at me now. So throughout my life, I'd always had some sort of connection with horses. As we do live in the countryside, there are a lot of horses around. But I remember always being obsessed with my toy horse. It was like a portable, riding horse, and it was really cool. I used to try to take that everywhere with me. And again, that must have started something. After a couple years has passed, maybe I was about 5, I took the dreadful path of ballet. Oh my god, my throat. So I took up ballet like every other kid. And just look at me in that leotard. And you're lying if you said you've never done anything like this. And I was clearly enjoying it, as you can see the look in my face. You can't see it, but I'm giving the worst death stare you have ever seen. But even after that whole prime month of ballet, I ended up riding a donkey. Now I look back at this is most definitely abuse. I feel absolutely horrible watching these videos. And I feel so sorry for the donkeys. But just so you know, I'm sure they have been fed and stuff like that, but they just look really skinny and very tired. Anyway, I'm the one in the pink jump and I look like I'm having a blast, so that's good. And even my cousin was having a blast. Shout out to Liv. So anyway, this is Cherry, dressed up as a unicorn for my birthday. And fun fact, I still know Cherry now. She's one of my best friend's horses, so I still go and see her. And last time I went, it was crazy because she looked absolutely tiny. Anyway, this was a great experience for me as I really enjoyed it. And as I just turned 6, the maturity had already fizzled up in my brain. I decided to, drumroll please. Yes, you're seeing right. I got a pony riding lesson. So the pony I was riding was called Tigger. I have no idea what basically happened because I cannot remember anything. But as I was told by my parents, I looked natural on a horse. I mean, just look at those hands, so soft and elegant. I was so advanced, in fact, I even did half seat, look at that. Again, I was just so soft with my hands and my seat was just perfection. And it all went off from there. Or did it? Watch part 2 to find out. The dreadful gymnastics came back. But this time stronger. Just look at that floating picture. And it sank in. I was really obsessed with this person called Jordan Matter or something. And I was always do his 10-minute photo challenge and I was obsessed. As you can see. So please enjoy my natural flexibility.
A horse, or am I a giraffe? Am I a giraffe? Am I a giraffe like horse? Or a horse like giraffe? Horse like giraffe? I'm a pig.
I'm really sorry you had to go through that. So anyway, I'm back. And this time I mean business. I've changed my mind more than Amber Heard cried fake tears. But anyway, we're back! And back for good. For my 9th birthday, I got a horse riding lesson on this sweet boy called Mars. I can't really remember this lesson as it was 2 years ago. But the whole reason I went was to the wonderful person singing before. This is me. He was honestly the person who helped me find my passion in riding horses. I saw how happy it made her, so I thought I could maybe find joy in it. And I 100% did. I was really nervous going into this lesson, but after I was begging my parents for another one. But sadly that lesson never came. I'm not going to go deep in it, but I'm just going to say this riding place was hella expensive. And way too expensive for us. My parents did agree to have riding lessons at another yard, but I would have to get group lessons. Me being extremely antisocial, I was extremely terrified. But looking into the past, I made so many good friends. While While all this was going on, I was so fortunate to ride Cherry, my friend's pony. And for some reason, I can't get over this picture of her. Anyway, after the long wait for a riding lesson, I finally got it. And things happened at this yard. You might know this pony, called Daisy. Sadly, she passed away last year. Now I look back, it was definitely the wrong thing not to retire Daisy. In these clips, she is 31 years old. And personally, I believe horses should retire at the late ages of 20 or early ages of 30. Anyway, you've all seen these riding clips, so let's move on to the next part. So this place was a lot more affordable than the other one, and I started taking lessons here. I started with taking privates and then moved on to groups. This is Whiskey, aka Frisky Whiskey, and you'll see why in a minute. At the time, I thought this was like a full-on proper rare, but now I look back, it was literally nothing. Anyway, basically everyone at the yard was terrified of Whiskey. He was known as Frisky Whiskey to many people, and after I fell off him after he bolted, I understood why. But to be honest, if I was Whiskey, I would buck her off as well. Seriously, Amelia, you can do better than this. Honestly, what did I do to these poor ponies?
That was a bit of a jump.
So just to let you know, I cut out a lot of footage because otherwise this video would be like 20 minutes long. But we're just going to start off at my pony club camp. I really enjoyed this week, but I actually realised what the yard was actually like. But I'll go into that a little bit later. So at the pony club camp, we would have a competition thing every Friday. And I ended up getting second place. Anyway, enjoy the footage. This is my biggest jump at 65 centimetres. And while these clips are playing, I'm going to explain what this yard was like. I'm going to try not to put this in a mean way, but my instructor was quite rude. Even if you did a tiny something wrong, she would shout at you. They would never let me go to the toilet or get a drink while riding, and the only advice she ever gave us was to kick and beat the crap out the horses to get them moving. That's really the only thing she ever said, was just to kick and sit. Also, we only ever did trotting, cantering and jumping way too early, and those are the main reasons I fell off. She would also put me on ponies who were way too experienced for me, like Murphy I'm riding in these clips. I fell off Murphy twice and I almost injured someone else. I also realised the pony I'm riding in these clips is 4 years old. I don't think it was the right thing to put a 10-year-old on a 4-year-old horse. And don't get me wrong, Hobnob is a very, very sweet boy and would never do anything to hurt you. But in consideration, he was 4 and had just been broken in. But may I add, there was no abuse going on at the yard, it just wasn't the right yard for me. I realised on one of my last lessons that I actually didn't enjoy riding anymore. I didn't find joy in it as I used to. And this was my last ever ride there. I'm extremely thankful to go to this riding centre as it taught me a lot. But I realised I felt too pressured and left. In this time gap, I continued to ride my friend's ponies, Basil, and I sort of volunteered at this farm. While working, I got my love back for equines. During all of this was happening, I tried to find a new riding centre. And no joke, this took months and months and months. But there was this one riding centre I was sort of set on going to. We tried 4 times to get into this riding centre, but each time they were fully booked. And we eventually gave up. And then I got a lesson at my third choice. I rode there with my friend Rose. Rosie is the one who has the other ponies, and I brought her to this lesson because I didn't want to do by myself. But of course she had her own ponies at home and there was no point of her taking lessons with me. So I had a second lesson here. I don't have any footage, but let's just say it went horribly wrong. They put me on a crazy pony in a lesson with a bunch of other people on a lead rein. And then I had another massive break. I tried to have another lesson at my old yard, but it was way too wet that day to ride and there was a thunderstorm. So without another month of riding, I got really upset. After a while, I sort of gave up. Even though every time I saw a horse on YouTube, I was destined to find a riding centre. I decided why not give my dream yard a 5th go. And you'll never guess who I met.
Tall, large, Henry VIII.
I got in. and the rest is all history. I'm going to continue riding her every Tuesday and continue to make videos like this. Oh my god, there's a wasp. I hope you enjoyed listening to my riding story, and I hope it made your day better. Before you leave, can you please hit that like and subscribe button? It would really help me out. Before I go, I just wanted to say a massive thank you for over 45 subscribers. Anyway, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see everyone in the next video. Bye!